All right. For those who patiently waited, I appreciate it. Shout out to Jim Herrick for helping us out. And also, shout out to Matt Houston, who just got me his race video. But either way, we're going to get this race on the air as I said we would. Um, just a little delayed, so apologize for that. But basically, what happened is when all the settings are done by the person sending the race, that's the settings that pop up on my screen. So basically, what took place from that, because of that, is basically Jim Herrick had his settings set to what he had, so that's why I had to reach out to Matt Houston. And basically, it wasn't showing all the cars on there. So we're going to get what Matt Houston sent me here, and we're going to work with that. And, well, I guess we'll call this a virtual rain delay. I think we got used to that term this weekend, didn't we, with the Daytona 24 and stuff like that. But we will get underway. We'll make sure everything is on, good to go, and let's do this. As now you see the starting lineup is all there. All the leaders right there with Dakota DeMed and Eric O'Connor. They're your top two, Oscar Fredrickson and Isaac Morse. On row number 2. It's all going to work out when it's over with. That's all I'm going to say. I cannot wait for what's coming here in the next week or so. It's going to be a lot of fun. But let's focus on Auto Club Speedway. It's race number 1 of the Grublets on Ice Captain TV Triple Crown. As we go racing from Auto Club Speedway, attempt number 2. Or is it 3? Dakota in the 82, going to lead him off of turn number 1 and 2. Oh, one car, that's Fredrickson getting loose down there on the inside. He's able to save it. And here come the TI Racing teammates. Eric O'Connor and Isaac Morris kind of drafting with each other there on the outside. O'Connor going to come off turn 4. He'll lead lap 1. This track going to be all about draft. Draft and handling in the later parts of the run. You see there is Isaac going to the inside and past the Dakota for the second position. Craig Forsyth already up there into the 4th spot. And 3 wide off turn 4. Caleb Bensey's on the inside there. I think that's Matt Houston in the middle. With Dakota up there on that high side. No, I'm sorry, it's Cody Claiborne in that orange, black, and purple car. We got one car spinning, I think, off the back. Nope, everybody's good. I saw some smoke there. There's your pack of hungry hounds. Everybody racing pretty hard up here in the front as we complete lap number 3. Everything on the screen looking pretty solid. You'll see your ticker up there across the top of the screen. Oh, one car scraping a wall back there. It's that blue-white car, and he comes down the track. I think he had some damage or something. And one car goes tumbling down in the pit road, and another one disappears as caution's going to come out. I think those cars went out of range, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to get them. I think the blue car was Dale Clough, and the other one might have been Jeff Destino. Let's go back and get a replay of this at lap number 4. First caution comes out. Not sure if the Dale Clough car had control after he got the wall. I'm looking for Dale now on the screen here. He should have been about right here somewhere. He's going to catch the wall down the back straightaway, or down into turn 4 here. Rick's the man in the middle there. That's Sandwich. Trying to... Wait, was that blue car makes contact and his purple car goes for a ride? Oh, that's Ed Kerstetter who went for that ride. Oh, the point leader, who's trying to mind his own P's and Q's, goes for a scary-looking ride. Oh, my. Blown over and he gone. I'm trying to see who that blue car is. I thought it was Dale Clone. I don't think it is in the end. Oh, it's Rick Ravon, actually. Rick Ravon makes contact with the 59. My apologies to Dale, but Rick gets involved. And him and Ed Kerstetter go for a wild, scary-looking ride. And that brings out the first caution. On lap number 4. Now, unfortunately, this is the way we're going to have to show cautions tonight because of the replay of the race. So please forgive me, but they'll catch the pace car here. I will be able to bump it up a lap or so just to speed up the process a little bit. But thankfully, Rick Ravon and, unfortunately, the point leader, Ed Kerstetter, involved in that wreck. I thought it was Dale, but it's not. Dale actually, in the end, was not involved in that wreck. So I didn't get to well, I showed it on the other stream, but I'm going to go ahead and get everything out of the way on this first stream. Of course, you see up there in the top right corner, DND Racing Graphics. They are the sponsor of tonight's DND Racing Graphics 250 here at Auto Club Speedway in California. This race is race number 1 of the Triple Crown. Captain TV and Grublets on Ice have sponsored the Triple Crown with TI Racing. You see the 3 tracks on the schedule. That is part of the Triple Crown. If somebody wins that Triple Crown award, there will be a big prize at the end of the season for that driver. You see Auto Club Indianapolis and Poconos. Is somebody going to get the head start on that? Let's take a look at the point standings as they enter tonight's race. Ed Kerstetter is the point leader coming into the Auto Club race. Unfortunately, he's not going to be at the end. After that wild ride, Ed likely going to be out of the race. I'm expecting her, if either that or get everything fixed and get back out there. But Ed, right now, the point leader entering the race tonight. Team points-wise, you'll see TI Racing and Team Raceverse with Sunset Arctic Games. They are tied for the lead with LMC Gear right there behind them. LMC normally the dominator in that category, but so far this season, they have had some pretty terrible luck. All right. Pace car lights are off. We will go back racing. These cautions are going to be quick. As you know, in IndyCar racing, especially the IndyCar fans, know that basically all single file restarts, which is traditional IndyCar racing. No such thing as lucky dogs or wave around. Well, there's wave arounds, but no lucky dogs or anything like that in this series. Basically, what that comes down to is if you could be ahead of the leader and be behind the pace car, you'll get the wave around. But the top 5, Eric O'Connor, Isaac Morse, Craig Forsyth, Dakota DeMed, and Oscar Fredrickson. Your top 5. Oscar with a great save back there on lap 1. He clipped that apron and almost went around there, but was able to save it. Now, tomorrow night when we broadcast the Most Sport race, you're going to see kind of similar to the broadcast here tonight with the ticker and stuff like that. I've elected to actually hold off on the graphics and stuff to get the racing to work out until I got something new actually coming in to help me out. And will be up and going here, hopefully by the following week when we go to Indianapolis. Here we go. Race start, lap number 6, or make that 7 is in the books. Lap number 8 we are on right now is O'Connor, Isaac Morris, Forsyth, Dakota Demed. Lead them down to turn number 1. Already back here getting close to 3 wide. And trouble, I think, over turn 1. I heard somebody sliding. And caution is out. Second time. See if I could find the car. All right, let's see if I can rewind back and find this one. Somebody went spinning right there. And it went right off camera as soon as I went to see it. Not sure who it was, but we're trying to get you a good view of it. Might have been too far out of our view. It was, unfortunately. So, caution number 2 going to come out. All right, lap number 8. There's a pace car rolling back out. So one of those deals where somebody clipped the apron and went around over in turn 1 and 2 and spun them around, and that brings second caution out already of this DXD Racing Graphics 250. Make sure you check out, or DND I should say, check out DND Racing Graphics on Facebook. Awesome page there for you to check out, and some great racing graphics that they do. A lot of paint schemes out here tonight, as a matter of fact. When we did the interview before the issues kicked up, these orange and black and white cars here that you're seeing out here tonight, these are some of the DND Racing paint, I believe, from what I was told. Like here you got the 73 car. You saw the 31 of Cody Claiborne. So a lot of familiar paint schemes out here on track. Again, tomorrow night we'll be back on the air at Mo Sport. I was starting to say before the caution came out, a lot of the stuff's going to look a lot like that tomorrow night. You know, good news is I got something new coming in that is going to take care of these issues. I did some research this week, and it worked out for me. So we got some things coming in, and we're going to get some improved broadcasts for you. Likely not tomorrow night, but unless something shows up really quickly. But definitely a week away in Indianapolis when we get to the, I guess we'll call it the 2 weeks of, what month are we in? 2 weeks of February in Indianapolis. We'll, usually it's the month of May, right? We'll get that up and running and have everything smoothed out. So the 2 TI Racing teammates first and second right now, including the rookie Eric O'Connor, who got the win in, I think I said Long Beach at the last broadcast. Detroit is where he won his first or second race. Ed Kerstetter won the first race. So tonight, looking to make it 3 straight first-time winners if we can make that happen tonight. A lot of these guys are probably used to running Auto Club Speedway. I think this is some of the drivers' third time in the last probably, I'd say, 8 weeks that they've been at Auto Club Speedway. When I think about it, of course, there was the couple of series, and you hear Gary and I kind of mention at times the VOR series. It's Velocity Online Racing. They had their finale and opener at Auto Club, and now this race at Auto Club. So these guys ought to be pretty used to this track, I would say, by now. There's your pole sitter back there in the 4th position, Dakota DeMed. Oscar Fredrickson, there's your champion, Caleb Bensi. A lot of these guys just getting done with the 24 hours of Daytona race, including myself. We ran ours Friday night, the LMC team. I jumped on board with them and ran the race. Had a lot of fun doing that. Here we go, pace car going to pull off. Let's try it again. Lap number 13 of 125. See if they get it sorted out here. Oh, a little out of control back here. One car to jump out of line. I think that's Cohen Edmonds. Everything seems okay. Well, caution's back out. See if I can find it this time. See if we can. No, we're not going to find this one either. A caution has come out for the 3rd time already. And these guys having trouble with restarts, apparently. See if we can find it. Oh, right there. 2 cars getting turned into the wall and out of range again. But we did get them in range, so I can tell you who they are before, thankfully, they disappeared afterwards. So give me 1 second. I'll tell you exactly who they were. It's going to happen right back. I saw a purple car involved. There's Dan Morera. Let's see if it was Dan. Oh, yeah, Dan gets ran over by Jim Herrick. Oh, no. And that brings out caution number 3. Now, the reason why you're seeing it like this is because, as I started to mention, when the video gets sent to me, we have this thing, and I'll show you real quickly in options. This right here, this graphics option right here, you might see me adjusting this on the live broadcast. This number right here, 30, I put right now. Usually, wherever you have this number, that is the maximum amount of cars it shows on track for you and register them. It actually helps you graphics-wise. And depending what Matt Houston, this is his race, has set for his graphics number, that's how many cars you're going to see. That's why you're seeing cars disappear off the screen because they're out of range, basically. So hopefully that makes sense. If you're someone watching me like, what? But these guys definitely have had a rough start so far. And again, I should mention, broadcasting from the LMCgear.com broadcast booth. Want to give a shout out. Jim Herrick and LMC Gear have actually, outside of the league, have sponsored my booth. My broadcast booth, my room that I sit in, basically. I have to get some LMC gear and wear it during the broadcast and stuff in the future. But Jim said he wanted to do a sponsorship type thing, and I was like, absolutely, let's do it. So thanks to Jim for bringing his name on board. And then, of course, the race broadcast, or the race itself, called the DND Racing Grafix 250. If you check out Facebook.com and look up DND Racing Grafix, that's F-I-X, just like the logo says, on Facebook, you can check out their page right now by doing so. I'll add the logo to the broadcast when it's all over with. So you can check out D&D Racing Grafix. Let's start to say shout out to all those who ran the 24-hour race in Daytona this weekend. The LMC team had 2 teams run it. I know we finished 9th, and I say we, me, poor Jim Herrick. Let's share this story. That man had a bad week. He worked hard to get this set up and everything for us, put the team together and things, and he didn't even get the race yesterday because of some iRacing glitch or something. So me and Joe Fierro and Craig Forsyth put it on to a 9th place finish. And then we had another team of Cohen and Alex Van de Sant, Caleb Bensey. Those guys got themselves a 4th place finish in their split, which featured Stephen Wilson and a couple others. So great racing on their part. You know, some friends of mine actually won the race, and you know, if you had a team being a part of it, let me know how you did or whatever. Give you a shout out to whoever else ran that race. It was definitely tough, especially doing a Friday night 9 o'clock race or 8 o'clock race. Like, I was all confused Saturday. I'm looking out the window, seeing the sunlight, and I'm like, okay, we got 10 hours left, and it's broad daylight out here. And I'm so used to running it Saturday, so it's like you're almost right there with the race the whole time. All right, pace car is going to pull off. We will have 110 laps to go. And let's see if the cautions will kind of fade away here after we've had a little bit of a rough start here. Everybody kind of anxious to get going. And here we go. Eric O'Connor's led all the laps so far. His teammate Isaac Morris there behind him. Forsyth, Dakota DeMed, Oscar Fredrickson, your top 5. And here we go with the battling already. Justin Miller, the Floridian, to the inside of Caleb Bensey. But Caleb going to get that high line rolling and see if he can stay in the draft, kind of fishing a little bit down the straightaway. And let's see if we actually complete a lap of green. And we will finally. Speeds of over 215 mile an hour down the straightaways. Almost 220 in the draft. Isaac Morse in that Raceverse car. Raceverse in Sunset Arctic Games. Against the TI Racing top 2 right here in team points. Going for it for the lead. Not able to get it. If O'Connor can just hold that bottom line, he should be able to hold on for a little bit. We ride on board with Isaac. Fifth gear should be up to 6th maybe. Up there goes 6th gear. You're wide open right now. Now you get in that dirty air and stuff, that wide open goes bye-bye. Watch this. Here he kind of had to burp the throttle just a little bit. Gets back out there in the draft, and here he comes again. Craig Forsyth kind of looming there, LMC Gear Team. So there's your top 3 in team points. Top 3 in this race with Dakota DeMed right there behind him in 4th. Bensey up there in the 5th position right now. And caution is out. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought it was. I thought I saw the yellow light flashing. My apologies. Back here for 5th. Here comes Oscar. Oscar, a rookie in this series, but not a rookie IndyCar driver. This guy knows how to drive these cars. Him and Justin Miller back there in that 80 car. As they continue to snake down the straightaway. You can see kind of the bumpiness of this track. Lap times around here about 32.8 right now. You see the line of cars continuing to snake down the straightaway, basically just trying to break the draft of each other. These cars put such a big wake in the air. Oh, I thought Alex was getting close to the wall back here in this Happy Trails chili ride. We ride with Alex. Should mention we will still do the Happy Trails spicy overtake of the race, so we'll keep an eye on that tonight. And whoever makes the biggest pass for the win or whatever, any kind of wild pass, that person will get an award from Happy Trails and win the Happy Trails spicy overtake of the race. Up here, the fighting continues. You see Oscar's falling back a position. He let Justin Miller go by. That driver there started back in the, I believe it was the 11th or so position. And here he is up here. Oh, one car getting close to the wall back there. That was tight. He's top 4, we'll say, starting to pull away a little bit. The 3 cautions early in this race, unfortunately, as we look at the rookie here, AJ Musselman making his, I believe, debut in the series. Haven't seen his name out there. Now, I've seen the name Musselman. Of course, you got the applesauce, Musselman's applesauce, and of course you have the basketball coach, whose last name was Musselman. I cannot remember off the top of my head. Is it Eric Musselman, maybe? He was a coach, I believe, of the somebody out west. I can't remember at one point. Battle here for position. This is Matt Houston outside of Oscar. We ride with Matt. No push to pass, no anything like that here. It's just straight up racing on ovals. There's no tire switching or anything like that. You have one set of tires to choose from, and you have obviously none of the push to pass and things like that. You hear him had to get out of the throttle there because, oh, look at Oscar coming to the outside. Nice move by him. I mentioned the cars make such a big wake, but at the same time, they create such turbulent air, which makes you have to get out of the gas because you will slide all over this track. Now, Ed Kerstetter is back on track, I should say. Not sure if I can get Ed into view or not. There's Ed right there. Back on track after that horrifying ride. And caution is out for the 4th time. Front straightaway here. I see Dan Morera and Dale Clough look like an issue maybe. I'm trying to remember. These drivers, I believe, had a reset in this race. I could be wrong by that. See if we can find where this incident potentially happens. Yeah, it might be out of range, unfortunately. It's going to happen right here on the front straightaway. You can see him slowing down this driver here. This is Riley Wilson. And there is Stefan Benende. I believe that's how you mentioned his name. His car's all destroyed. Let's see if we can keep him in the... No, he's out. So, yeah. So, Stefan, we know, is in this wreck. But, unfortunately, this wreck falling out of the range of the situation, so not going to be able to show you too much of it. I hate to say that, but just the way it goes, unfortunately. With these Indy cars are such heavy graphic takers that basically you're left with not much to work with on a computer unless you have a top-notch computer to work with, especially when you're broadcasting. So, hence why we've had to go to this option for broadcasting. Somebody left a winglet there on the front stretch. Broadcast for this race like this. There's your 73 cars, Stefan, and probably come to pit road, and if he's got a reset, use it. If not, he's going to get the damage fixed, but they'll come up behind the pace car here, lap number 28. This is the 4th caution of the night. And here we go. Leader's going to come to pit road. Now, the pit road rules are in effect also on the ovals. Of course, they have the fast lane, which is what they're in now. And you got the slow lane, which is below that white line, basically. And you'll see the leaders come to pit road. And Matt Houston has the honor of having a pit crew actually on the screen because, well, he sent the video. You can see the IndyCar guys going to work. Oh, one car misses its pit stall back here, causes a little bit of a chain reaction. The 59 car having a little bit of issues. Jerry Maynard, I believe, is who that driver is. But the race off pit road gonna go to Isaac Morris. So move the race first team up to P1 here with a great pit stop. By that number 2 team. Appreciate the viewers watching here this evening. We're going to post this over to the TI Racing page as soon as we're done with the broadcast and stuff, so that those who are unable to watch can at least go over and watch the broadcast and stuff. Unfortunately, they're going to hear my voice the whole entire time. Gary's actually 1 in this race, but 2 unavailable tonight to help out. Needless to say, though, Gary will be with us tomorrow night from Mo Sport, Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. That'll be a fun race there, as you see the 70 car Rick Evans going to get a wave around. So there's basically the situation. You saw he was ahead of the leader behind the pace car, which allows him to get a wave around, and he will move back onto the lead lap right now. Pace car lights are out. As you're watching the TI Racing Grublets on Ice IndyCar Series. This is race number 3 from Auto Club Speedway. This race ran Monday night. Unfortunately, some issues, so we're running the broadcast here tonight of this race. Normally on Sunday nights, you'll see the Blown Piston Racing League. They took the weekend off because of the Daytona 24, so we'll be back with them next weekend. So Isaac Moore's going to take his turn up here in the front. Craig Forsyth there in the 3rd position behind Eric O'Connor, Dakota DeMed right there. Justin Miller, he is having a great run so far, running up in the 5th position. Caleb Bensi, Oscar Fredrickson, Matt Houston, AJ Musselman, Tom Carpenter. Your top 10 as we will come back to racing here at lap number 32. Kind of a slow restart here. Everybody be careful. 1 car heading for the infield. Trying to see who that was. It's a multicolored car, but and did that bring the caution back out? It did. So caution is back out. The car went out of range, but let's see if we can see who it was real quick. It's that red. I believe that's Diego Parra. Pereira, I'm sorry. Or is that Pereno? Pereno. Let's get it right the third time. Diego Pereno there in the 15, I believe is who this is. They're going to goose it. And I think he might have got helped out. Going to spin it down, and if he clips the inside wall there, he's barely going to do it, but it brings the caution back out. Let's go on board with the car behind him there. A lot of different paint schemes tonight. It's Cody Claiborne behind him, so let's go to this view right here, and let's watch the onboard. So a rough start here, 5th caution. You see them trying to pace it. If there was contact, it was slight. And there's the caution, so this race having a little bit of a rough start so far, as we have the 5th caution on the track. Once again, let's take a look at the point standings as we entered tonight's race. You see Ed Kerstetter was the point leader entering tonight. Ed right now is almost pretty much in the back. He just got back on track, was involved in an accident really early in this race, a very scary one as he went flying pretty much into pit road. Thankfully, this is a simulator and nobody got hurt. But Ed not going to be the point leader likely when this race is over. Question is, who will be at that point? So cool though to see all the drivers who have made starts already in this series, all the newcomers. I mean, you go back to the middle of last season, Ed Kerstetter, Eric O'Connor. Let's see who else on that list. Shane Coogan, Dylan Parker, Tyler Coogan, just to name a few guys who we didn't even know about. And here they are in this series now, and they're up here not only winning races, they're competing. And that's really cool to see in this series. Now, if you don't know much about this TI Racing Series, Jim Herrick back on track. Good to see that in a 23 car, laps down. But this series, a predominantly road course series. They run 3 ovals, and all 3 of those ovals are going to be Triple Crown races this season. At least this season, I should say, is more than 1 or 2 ovals. Like Indianapolis is usually an automatic because a lot of these teams are actually based out of that area. A lot of the drivers. Let's see. Obviously, Jim Herrick, Alex Van de Sant, just to name a few, in that area. Caleb Bency is actually right there in Ohio, so he's near that area. So Gary Godso out of the Westfield area there in Indianapolis. So a lot of Indy drivers here. So Indianapolis, obviously, much like most IndyCar fans, the big deal when it comes to IndyCar racing. You know, and I'm one that grew up in Florida, so I've grown up more with stock cars, but have taken to these Indy cars. I've always watched the racing, but now to be able to broadcast them and even race them a little bit, you know, I had my time racing them, but now it's just time to sit back and broadcast them because these guys are a lot better than I am. But a lot of fun to watch, a lot of different things and cool things, and hopefully as we continue on through the year, we'll be able to show some more stuff once we get these the improvements on the broadcast here that are coming, and we're going to get this ball rolling and let it be known that IndyCar racing is really good. You see the pace car pulled way out there, and this is purposely done so that the leader can get a good start. All restarts in IndyCar are single file here. And a little bit of a checkup again. Dakota had to jump out of line there from avoid hitting Craig Forsyth, so crisis averted. But he's going to lose a spot for it, if not 2, as here comes Caleb Benson to his outside. As up front, Isaac Morse leading Eric O'Connor, who led the first few laps of this race. But Justin Miller, the guy to watch here, he started back in, I believe, the 11th position, and here he is up in 3rd as they cross the line. Oh, 3 wide. Oh, I thought they were thinking about it. Of course, I see that player's paint scheme that Craig Forsyth runs there. It actually says LMC Gear, but Craig Forsyth, Canadian driver, along with fellow Canadian driver Greg Moore, who unfortunately back in '99, I think it was, lost his life here at Auto Club Speedway in one of the, I mentioned this during the original broadcast when we were trying to put that on. 3 wide here. One of the worst crashes I have ever seen, period. When he lost it on the back straightaway, and his car literally hit, I think, bottom side first into the backstretch wall in the inside. It was just horrifying looking. You know, when a commentator's first words out of his mouth are, "Oh my God," you know it's not good. Back here, Oscar Fredrickson and Craig Forsyth. Craig starting to go backwards out of that draft. Craig to the inside of Oscar and able to keep the position on that 42 car. Caleb, is that Caleb? I can't tell by, I know it's Ray's first. Nope, that's Matt Houston. Caleb has a pink engine cover. That's pretty much the big difference there. That's why I had to look at real quickly. Craig shutting the door on Oscar there, and here comes Dakota inside. We ride with Musselman, the rookie, making his debut out here tonight on an oval. Going to this high side, trying to get some clean air, get the run off the corner here. As I mentioned, this draft plays a huge role here at Auto Club Speedway. Third distance in, 40 laps out of the 125. We've seen 5 cautions already. Let's bounce back up here to the front. where the top two are just drafting away. Isaac Morris, Eric O'Connor. If you have the handling to keep that car right down on that white line, you will be successful at this track. If you drift up the track or whatever, had to get out of the gas, that other car will get big-time momentum on you. Great racing everywhere. Back here, Musselman outside of Fredrickson, not able to make the move. Here comes Forsyth. He's going to pop out here on Dakota DeMed in the 82. And Craig able to make the move and take the position away. Now, the big news about Auto Club Speedway in the future, this track eventually is going to go from a 2-mile oval to a half-mile short track. I think they were planning on doing it this coming year, but with the whole COVID situation, looks like they are postponing that until, as caution is out, I believe to 2022 or 23 now. It's going to be a couple years before this happens. As I look for the caution here. For the 6th time. Oh, one car caught the apron there and goes sliding through the grass. Ooh, that's Cody Claiborne. And he is out of control and slams the inside wall and goes spinning in front of everybody on the track. Well, not really everybody, a couple cars. And there goes somebody by there, and that triggers the caution. So tough break for the 31 of Cody Claiborne. At least they censored the hit. I think what happens is he clips the apron, and there is also a seam over here off turn 4 that can really get your car loose. Not sure. Yeah, he got the apron here. And it just upset his car. It de-wedged the car, which this car don't have wedge, but that's just a term I use. Makes it lighter in the rear, and bam, he smacks the wall and goes spinning. And you see the new damage model, which is put a lot of computers into a frenzy with the graphics it takes up. Caution out for the 6th time here in the DND Racing Graphics 250 at Auto Club Speedway. Again, check out Facebook.com and look up DND Graphics, Racing Graphics on Facebook to get some information on them today. I am going to step away for one quick second. I'm going to go grab my charger for my tablet here that I chat with drivers on, which I know no one's really chatting right now, but I'm going to step away one quick second. I'll be right back. Restart as we go back racing at lap 47. You see Isaac Morris taking off. And here comes O'Connor outside with the draft. As they slow up because caution is out for a 7th time. Give me a second. I'll go back and get you and try to get you a replay. Stay. All right. Caution at lap number 48 here. Let's go back and see if we can find it real quick. It's going to happen pretty much right on the restart here. Looking for it. I don't see it yet. Launching out for some reason. Again. There are some cars here down the back straightaway still, so it might have happened back here out of our range. Definitely out of range to pick it up, it looks like. So caution comes out again. And we will regroup again. Just a little over 75 to go. There's one car stopped over here in turn, or that might have been a rolling car now coming back on track. So again, hopefully you'll join us tomorrow night as we will do race number 4 from Most Sport, Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. These guys head back to a road course. We'll race at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Gary will be in the booth with me as we call that race. We get 2 straight nights of IndyCar racing here on Captain TV. As a matter of fact, if I can hit the right buttons, here's the schedule for the season right there. It'll be the Asheville Rooftops Bar Tour Indy Most Sport 50, or not Most Sport 50, but Indy Most Sport 50 laps tomorrow night. At that track that you're going to see speeds and lap times close to about a minute. I think about a minute 5 probably to a minute 10, somewhere in that range. You will see laps around that track and all types of haul and tail from the Andretti straightaway. Of course, you got the double apex turn 5 at is it Moss Corner? I believe is what that corner's called. I tend to remember off the top of my head here. One that has come to be a favorite a little bit on the series. So will we see pit stops here? Obviously we won't, because for pit stops in this series, they have to pit off turn 3. So if anybody was going to pit, they would have had to have go to the apron back in turn 3 and worked their way all the way around it. As pace car lights are off, we'll go back racing here at 74 laps to go next time by. So already 50 laps in the books. But we've had a few cautions, definitely been a fast race. Again, single file restarts, so everybody starts up against the wall. And the reason why they do that is because iRacing has a rule. You can't pass to the inside, which is to the left. You can only pass to the outside. So what do? You put the car up against the wall because then a car can't go to your outside. Probably the best defender you can have from losing a spot before a restart. So the top two, been the top two all night. Nothing has changed there. Isaac Morris, Eric O'Connor, Justin Miller third, Caleb Bensey fourth, Craig Forsyth your top five. And here we go. Isaac with a really good jump. Might have been too good of a jump. Justin Miller, I thought he was going to try to make a run on the outside. Not able to do so. But they should draft their way right back up to Isaac's back bumper. Down the back straightaway. Miller going to pop out. However, O'Connor going to continue to clear and use that inside line as Bensey looking below Forsyth. Caleb with that number 1 on his car because he is the champion of the series. That is why he has number 1 on the car. It's an IndyCar tradition that the driver who wins the championship usually will put number 1 on the screen, and that's exactly what Caleb has done, as he's going to lose a spot to Dakota DeMed. Hear that turbulent air. You got to get out of the gas there. Dakota down at the bottom. Look at the run by Caleb here. Is he going to go 3 wide? He's going to. Cooler heads prevail down to 2 wide. .71 to go. Now, one tradition that is going to continue this year is we are going to have a round lap. Of course, this year it's actually being sponsored by Sunset Arctic Games. Of course, Dakota DeMed has that sponsorship on his car, and why not? Let's take a ride around Auto Club Speedway, and let's go on board this 82 car of Dakota DeMed. It wants a lap around Auto Club Speedway. There you go, a lap around Auto Club Speedway, brought to you by Sunset Arctic Games, Echo Blade. Of course, Dakota DeMed, a video game creator, has his own game out right now. You can check out on Steam. Voltic Pistol, really fun game there you can check out for a very low price right now on Steam, so make sure you go and purchase that game if you haven't already. Been created right there by Dakota DeMed. As we complete lap 59 this time by. Looking up here at the front, a battle for the lead is on. Isaac Morris down there at the bottom. On the outside is Eric O'Connor. As usual in the corners, the bottom line is going to prevail because of just the speed of these cars. It is so hard to pass on the outside here. And I say that right as here comes Oscar Fredrickson inside of Dakota Nemed. That is for the 6th position. Move Oscar up. Back here, this is Matt Houston under attack. Matt with Tom Carpenter. Ooh, I thought Carpenter was going to try the old slide job, which you really don't hear of in IndyCar. He thought about it there, not able to make the move though, but he should clear him here in a second. He will, and he'll go back in line and move Tom up to the 8th position underneath Matt Houston. Last time by, these guys running about 32.5 to 33 second laps. Back here, a couple of orange cars. Cohen Evans, who has been very quiet tonight, running in the 11th position. And there's rookie driver Shane Coogan. Shane in that orange, white, and black number 29 car. Shane looking to the inside of Houston of Cohen Evans, I'm sorry, for position. See him running 4th gear right now, so he had to shift down there with that. Just lost a lot of momentum because of it there. My favorite cameras here. Let's check it out. Let's go to it. Where did I find it? And there's the view of Shane right there. How calm he looks. So calm he doesn't blink one time. You see Shane did get past Cohen Evans for position, so move Shane up to... Oh, I'm sorry, he did not get past him. I thought he did. Never mind. That's what happens when you put a camera facing backwards. You can't see what's going on in front of you. There's Cohen in front of him. And caution out. Let's see where the caution could be. We were starting to get a little bit of a green flag feel there. And we've definitely gone too far, I think. Let's fast forward now. Let's do this. All right, there's the caution. Let's just do it this way. See if we could find this wreck potentially. See anything yet here? This caution is out, so it's where it happens. I don't know. Maybe in this pack here. There's the leaders. I have no clue where the caution is again. I tried. Could do the old pace car trick that I always do when I used to do it this way, but you know, unfortunately, I'm not getting all the cars on the screen. So let's we'll just chalk that one up and say I don't know. So eighth caution comes out with 60 to go. This will not put them in the window. They're still going to have to make at least one more pit stop after this. And here we go with pit stops. Leader coming in. Leaders into their stalls. They've been the top two all night. Let's see if that continues. More tires and fuel for everybody. And a slower stop for O'Connor, it looks like, as Isaac Morse going to race off pit road. But it's going to be Craig Forsyth coming out second. So that should change things up here just a little bit. With 60 laps to go. And this is part of the Grublets on Ice IndyCar series. Of course, Grublets on Ice and ours, yours truly here at Captain TV, have come together and created the TI Racing Triple Crown this season. This is the first of the 3 legs of it. Auto Club Speedway. And of course, 2 races from now, we will go to Indianapolis and into Pocono later on in the season. And if one driver can win all 3, there's a pretty big prize on the line for that person. So we will see one wave around, and there he goes by, as we'll get one to green this time by. In a race that's been dominated for the first time, Eric O'Connor and Isaac Morse will not be the top 2 coming to the green flag. Instead, Craig Forsyth sticks his nose in there in the P2 position. Justin Miller continuing to be 4th, Caleb Bensi 5th. The top 5 or 6 cars have been pretty much the same all night. Just a matter of just kind of putting yourself in position to go win this race. Pace car starting to roll off. And we will have 59 laps to go. Isaac smooth back to the throttle as he pulls away back to green in this DND Racing Grafix 250. And right away you see O'Connor going to go outside here. Forsyth see if he can make a move. Forsyth opens the door on the bottom as a snake Down the straightaway. Forsythe's going to use the move and go for the lead. Kind of slides up the track a little bit, and that's going to hurt him. O'Connor going to slide into second now. And he's going to make a bid. How big the draft is in this car. O'Connor almost cleared him. It almost caught the wall, too. And he did clear him. Shuts, though. He had the door shut on him. He gave him a little bit of draft by trying to shut the door on him, and Isaac's going to steal the lead back. Oh, what a move. I think if that's the last lap, he ultimately shuts the door on him. Justin Miller starting to come into the picture, becoming a four-car fight. On board with Forsythe. Craig getting to kind of burp the throttle a little bit with that turbulent air. Speeds of over 220 mile an hour down the straightaways. Oh, and look at that power move on the outside by Justin Miller. Caleb Bensey going by for fourth. That was impressive. Forsythe ever to hold off Bensey, but Miller with that strong move in that 80 car. Craig gonna take it back. Racing really picking up here as we come up to 53 to go. And for the lead. That is the ultimate high groove. O'Connor's tried it. See if he can get the run down the straightaway. He does. That groove will work for you. It saves a little bit of tire. Unfortunately, it's a long way around the track. And up front, you see Morris still holding on. Forsythe coming back in. They're going to go 3 wide down to turn 1. As I've said all night, the bottom line is the way to be if you're the leader. If you can hold that bottom, that white line is almost the equivalent as the blue fence is during a restart. If you can hold that bottom, you will more than likely hold the lead. And caution is out. Looking for it. See if it's in sight here. Doesn't appear to be. A nice run there. If we can find this caution. There's the light. So once again, this caution not able to be found. There's Tyler Coogan in the 27th position. So if it's going to happen, Maxie Stang. And then the leader. So if it's going to happen, it's going to be right. Some smoke. I'm looking to see if there's any kind of ghost smoke, maybe. Unfortunately, I do not know where it's at. It's unfortunate because, I mean, I want to show you why cautions are out, but unfortunately, when I can't find them, unfortunately, nothing I can do. Let's see if we get pit stops here. They'll still be out of the window to make it on one stop. But tires could mean a lot here. Front 2, front 3, 4, 5. Nobody pitting yet. I would expect the back of the field. Yep, here comes AJ Musselman and Alex Van de Sant and these guys to pit road. Matt Houston also coming in behind him, I believe. I just saw something very weird. When I see something weird, I point it out. What happened here? Is this the reason for the caution to 26 of Dan Marrera? Something tells me it is. So I didn't find the wreck, but at least I know who it was. Nice job by the Matt Houston crew, and he pulls out. Musselman going to win the race on pit road with Van de Sant, so these guys are going to be the ones to watch here now. They are going to have the fresh tires to work with. Jim Herrick also on track. We usually try to do this as much as we can throughout the season. This is his chance, his family's chance. Everybody say hi, Jim. Jim is very focused also. So less than 50 laps to go with Isaac Morris, Eric O'Connor. Your top two. And for some reason it's not showing the leaders right now, but hopefully it will by the restart. It's one of those things where with the number of drivers selected, sometimes it'll take out a couple cars or whatever, but like in this case, the top four is missing off my screen right now. And that's probably because Matt Houston is all the way back in 17th right now. something out of my control. Unfortunately, it's something out of Matt's control. You know, with the numbers of cars he selected with his situation, it obviously has to pick the cars around him. So I think we're going to have a restart here without the top 4 cars on the screen. Kind of like how the other race started. But I will try to keep you up to date, because unfortunately they will not show up on telemetry either. It's kind of like when the cars disappear in the wreck. Pace car is going to pull off. You see Craig Forsyth now in the picture. Craig is third, so we're just missing the top 2 cars now. And here we go, back racing with 48 laps to go. Isaac Morris, Eric O'Connor, Craig Forsyth, Caleb Bensey, Justin Miller, your top 5. I can promise you the leaders are in this blank spot down here at the bottom. Forsyth's trying to track down Eric O'Connor and Isaac Morris. As the leaders snake down the straightaway here, we're down to 48 laps to go. Now, the one thing we do need to watch, the race is set to a 2-hour timer, kind of like IndyCar in real life, a 2-hour time limit on road courses, I believe. But they did it tonight also on the ovals. And we are getting close to about the hour-and-a-half mark right now, I believe. And the 26, Tom Carpenter looking outside of the 82 of Demed. And Tom takes position away, and that was weird. I don't think that was my end. Isaac Morris continuing to lead. And there's Eric O'Connor now up to the second place car shows up. Let's see if we can get the leader in the picture here. He should be right in front of him. With the way this draft works, he might be outside of him right now. Isaac Morris is somewhere in this blank. Hopefully Matt will continue to gain positions and we'll get Isaac back on the screen. There he is. All right. Good job, Matt. And the fight for the lead is on. Told you he was somewhere on the screen. I hate to do the broadcast like that, but you know, I want to be able to get something for you guys from this race. So hopefully you'll forgive me for everything that we've been through. It's been a rough 3 races. I promise tomorrow night will be fun. We ride with Dakota down the back straightaway, 6th gear, towing along. You see the leaders up front there. Looking at the bottom, Oscar Fredrickson trying to make a pass. Actually, correction, that's Tom Carpenter making a pass on Oscar. So move Tom up to the 6th position here. So Tom just kind of slowly matriculating his way through the field here. Giving a Nike car a nice run. really talked about Tom much tonight, but doing a great job this evening. Justin Miller following the champ, Caleb Benzie, and there's your top three right up ahead. Craig Forsyth, Isaac Morris, and Eric O'Connor. And Craig has the bottom wide open. He's going to take it. Question is, can he hold his car down there? He had to get out of the gas a little bit with the turbulent air. And that's going to give O'Connor the spot back. Great racing all over this place. I started to mention before a caution came out earlier, this track actually going to become a half-mile short track. They are actually going to tear up this whole entire track and literally shrink it down, and it's going to become a half-mile oval. Track originally built back in 1997, still has the pavement on it from that year. Track was actually built by Roger Penske. He, well, not by himself, but his group. Basically, he liked the way Michigan looked and wanted to build a sister track. And here it is. And here's Fredrickson. Tries to get to the inside. I'm sorry, that is not Fredrickson. That is Charles Teed in that Marlboro car, and that is Julian Altena. Pardon me, Julian. We're actually back here in the 12th position right now as Julian slowly works his way up here. Shane Coogan there, and there's Cohen Evans. Cohen been hanging out around the 10th position all night. And there's Oscar, I should say. And up here, battle for the 4th position is Caleb Benzie working a high line. And Miller's going to get by him. And he's starting to see the lane kind of work its way up with these older tires. And that time by O'Connor leads that lap. Again, still got to see one more round of pit stops before this thing is over. As these two continue to fight it out for the lead. 34 laps to go. If you've never watched an IndyCar race on an oval, this is the kind of stuff you see. Just drafting and caution. You won't see a caution, but you do tonight. Oh, one car there was wrecked off turn 4. You saw him for a split second there before he left the screen. Let's hit pause and go over to him. That car... See, 25, I think I'm seeing there. Oh, it's Tom Carpenter. Oh, no, the Nike car. He was up front. He's on the outside of Oscar. Oh, he gets loose. Loses the back end and smashes the wall. And everybody else gonna avoid him, it looks like. Oh, tough, bro. Look out for that debris. Tom Carpenter bringing out the caution here. It's the first wreck up towards the front we've had all day. So I wondered, did Asim bring that out? Let's go on board. Tom was having a fantastic run. Well, you can see his car is already getting loose. Bam. Caution out, I believe, the 9th time. Now, this should open the window for everybody. Here they are on pit road. be able to see from here who's going to win the race off pit road. Here they go. And easily, Isaac Morris is going to be second behind Eric O'Connor. So O'Connor going to lead this DND Racing Grafix 250 again. Check out their Facebook page and go to facebook.com and look up DND. I'll get you their exact Facebook thing here in literally 2 seconds. Give me a second to get to the right channel. DND Race Grafix, and that's Grafix Graphics, and I will post a link to this at the bottom of this race page when we're done with the broadcast, and then I'm actually going to send the broadcast over to the guys at TI Racing in their Discord channel so they can watch the broadcast if they would like. We've had a couple viewers tonight. Of course, there's practice going on for Mo's Sport and some other stuff on a Sunday night. With everything picking back up next week from our weekend off from the Daytona 24, figured I would go ahead and get this out now, and so that we can pick back up with our original scheduled programming tomorrow night. So up front, Matt Houston has stayed out, and he is going to be the leader of this race in this number 66 Raceverse car. And he is going to have a lap car in between him, and that lap car is Riley Wilson. So Riley is going to be second in line, but he is a lap down. Again, he was not between the pace car and the leader, so he will not get a wave around here. He starts right there, and then Eric O'Connor will be in third in line, but second place car. Isaac Morris third, Craig Forsyth. We'll see if this lap car gets out of the way of the drivers. But either way, about to go back racing here with 30 laps to go at Auto Club Speedway. Houston on the pedal, here we go. Wilson doesn't look like he's in any rush to get out of the way. Oh, and a save by Isaac Morris. He clipped that apron, the back end came around. The man who was one of the two dominators all night is going to lose at least 6, 7, 8 spots. And now he's in the top of 3 wide, down to 2. Isaac going to keep going in the 8th position now. Loses all that clean air. And here comes Altena with a power move under his teammate. Meanwhile, Houston is starting to pull away. Make sure we didn't have any contact back here. There's Matt, and he has got Eric O'Connor tracking him down. And O'Connor almost gets to 1, had to get out of it. And Houston looking to get that first win of the season. And again, one thing that's on the line tonight, I made mention at the beginning of the broadcast, we have had 2 first-time winners. Correction, 1 first-time winner this season. forget Eric O'Connor won a race last season. I blanked on that one. And there is Tom Carpenter back on track. They do have a reset to use, and he used his. "27 laps to go." Matt Houston working on lap number 24 of his run right now. Everybody else looks like about 7 laps. So he's got about 15 lap older tires here, but is holding the lead pretty well. He's got that clean air on that nose. Craig Forsyth there in the 3rd position. Justin Miller looking for his first career win. Back and forth. Caleb Benzie, Mr. Consistency, running here in the 5th position. And here comes Cohen Evans. Remember I said earlier Cohen was stuck in the top 10 right at the bottom half? Up here trying to get 6 now all of a sudden. Going to lose the battle there. And here comes Julian Altena. He's been kind of slowly working his way up. Forsyth starting to track in the leaders here as he's in that draft. Here comes Miller. These guys starting to come back together now. Is Altena going to go underneath of Dakota DeMed? They move Julian up to the 5th position. Meanwhile, Cohen losing another spot as Isaac Morse on his rebound now. Getting tight up here. "21 laps to go." And up front, Matt Houston continues to lead with the strategy. Stays out just a few laps ago, and we went back racing. And that clean air has meant a lot. Eric O'Connor up here in 2nd, Forsyth, Miller, and Benzie are top 5. They are all right here in a single file line. The battle for 6 continuing on. Dakota DeMed back to the inside. He takes the spot back from Altena. And then Morris and Cohen battling here for 7th and 8th. Make that 8th and 9th. And Oscar back there in 10th. AJ Musselman having a decent run there in the 11th spot. Easy back there, guys. Charles Teague in a fight back there with Maxie Stang. And they're going to go 3 wide down here in the 1, aren't they? I thought about it. Finally, Julian clears Dakota for about a half a second. Also watching that battle up front as this continues on. And caution is out. And Joe Fierro has gone around over here in turn 3. I had to see which TI racing car that was. And that looks very weird. Oh, another car spun over here on the front stretch. Oh, wow, on the backstretch and nails the wall. Who was that? But Fierro had to beeline to the grass. So it was not Fierro for the caution. It was somebody else. And that somebody else is this orange car up here. I passed by that orange car. Is that Shane Coogan? Maxie Stang, who I just mentioned, was up there battling. See what happens here. He's on that high side. Ooh, some netcode contact maybe there. Starts throwing sparks and drang into the wall. Isaac gonna clip the Alex gonna clip the nose there, and everybody avoids. And then unfortunately, Fierro goes to the grass to avoid. And caution comes out again. This time, 18 laps to go. So Craig Forsyth is coming to pit road, it looks like. As he went down there off turn 3. Leaders are all staying out. Craig is coming to get tires. I think we just lost Craig going to pit road, which is unfortunate. He's there, but he's just on pit road. Craig will likely come back out somewhere in... Trying to see everybody on the lead lap. It should be around 15th or so. If anyone else came to pit road, doesn't look like anyone else did but Craig. So again, we invite you to join us tomorrow night at Mo Sport for the Asheville Rooftop Bar Tours. Indy Mo Sport should be a fun one there. Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. You'll see a similar setup to this. For the race. I'm going to leave the technology and stuff away for this race. I do got some upgrades coming in this week. Cannot wait for that. And but until then, just going to kind of go with this because I want you guys to be able to enjoy the racing. I can take care of you with technology. But I want you guys to enjoy the racing tomorrow night. So you're going to see a broadcast similar to this, the ticker up top. I got telemetry over here on my side to help out and stuff, but should still be a great broadcast with Gary and myself tomorrow night from a track that's basically right outside the Toronto area. One thing I did mention with IndyCars, there is no lucky dog or anything like that. I think tonight they were actually doing the lucky dog awards. I just noticed again another car going by as Riley Wilson goes by. So I think they were doing lucky dogs in this race. I could be wrong on that. So pace car is going to pull off Matt Houston, who has 16 lap older tires than the rest of the top 5, except for Julian Altena, who's on some longer tires also. He's going to lead this race. Eric O'Connor, Justin Miller, Caleb Benzie, Julian Altena up to the top 5. And we're going to go green with 15 laps to go. Houston with a good start. That's Cohen Evans to the inside of Isaac Morris, not able to take the position away. Isaac with a good run on Dakota. Meanwhile, for second, Justin Miller to the outside. Oh, that got close. O'Connor had to get out of it. Move Miller to second. Here comes Benzie for third. O'Connor all of a sudden falling back. Dakota DeMed going to go for position. Julian going to go by. As Miller goes to the outside for the lead. Not able to clear him yet. And this time Miller to the bottom is going to clear him for the lead. Justin Miller looking for his first TI Racing IndyCar win. And here comes the champ, Caleb Benzie, to the bottom of his teammate. He will take second, going to bring O'Connor with him. Look at these guys snaking down the straightaway. Ooh, I think that was O'Connor kind of clipped the wall. I'll have to keep an eye on that, see if he damaged anything. O'Connor, Miller trying to break the draft. Easier said than done. Oh, we got cars tagging a wall back here. Eric O'Connor got the wall. Looks like Dakota might have clipped the wall, and here comes a whole run of a lot of guys. Cohen Evans into the picture. Cohen Evans has moved up to the 6th position. Oscar Fredrickson has moved to 7th. After the contact between Morris and Dakota DeMed. And then also contact between O'Connor and the wall. O'Connor has fallen all the way back to 16th. All of this behind Justin Miller, who's got 8 laps to go. And what has turned into a wild finish here at Auto Club. I think Houston's trying to help his teammate Caleb as much as he can as Altena tries to get a run for 3rd. Laps around here at about 33 seconds. Back here for 6. Here comes Fredrickson. Behind them, Isaac Morris under attack for the 7th position from Shane Coogan. Altena going to drive to the bottom. Ooh, he pushes up, had to get out of it. Six to go. Caleb Bensey trying to get his 2nd career win. His first one came on an oval at Indianapolis last season. Miller doing everything to break the draft. And that's not considered blocking because Caleb's not making any kind of move. And Matt Houston's coming to pit road. Matt played the fuel game, unfortunately going to fall up short. I think Matt maybe wondered if there were going to be more cautions. That's my only guess there. Oh, now here's an unfortunate thing. We've lost the leaders for a second here. Give it a second, they'll come back. See, I told you. 3 laps to go. They come on turn 4. We'll see 2 to go. Bensey trying to everything. He's got to run here to the outside. Now remember, in the TI Racing IndyCar League, Grublets on Ice IndyCar Series, there is no green-white checkers or anything like that. If the caution comes out, this race is over. They will come off turn 4 and see the white flag. Final lap, this time by. One car's down in the grass. No caution. Bensey not able to make a move. 1 mile to go down the back straightaway. Caleb doing everything he can. Miller's protecting the white line. Justin Miller, the Floridian, gonna score his first TI Racing IndyCar win in a DND Racing Graphics 250. Oh, and wow, Caleb Bensey just got turned. Not sure what that's all about. That's got a lot of cars. Alex all of a sudden involved. And they're all still hitting each other. Oh, you know, I just realized that was a teammate thing, I think. Well, what a job by... As Julian's out there cutting donuts for some weird reason. Miller going to get the win. What a job by him. And he scores the first win in the Captain TV Grublet on Ice Triple Crown. So if he's able to go win Indianapolis now and Pocono, what a huge honor that would be for him. As he celebrates a win, let's look at the final results. Miller wins it. Caleb Benzie second. Altena gets third after he was able to get around Craig Forsyth, who finishes fifth behind Oscar Fredrickson, Cohen Evans, Isaac Moore seventh. Diego Pereno finishing in the eighth position. Alex Van de Sant, Charles Teeter top 10. Joe Fierro 11th. How about Gary Godso finishing in the 12th position tonight? Dakota DeMed 13th. Ed Kerstetter comes back to get 14th on the lead lap after going flying in the pit road literally on the first lap of the race. Hill leads the point lead still tonight. Matt Houston finishing in the 15th position. Shane Coogan 16th. Jim Herrick gets 17th. Riley Wilson 18th. AJ Musselman had issues at the end. He finishes 19th. Jeff Destino 20th. Dale Clolo 21st. Eric O'Connor 22nd. Cody Claiborne 23rd. Tyler Coogan 24th. Maxie Stang is 25th. Tom Carpenter 26th. James Botkins 27th. Rick Evans 28th. Stefan Bernard going to finish 29th. Dan Marrera 30th. Jerry Maynard 31st. And Rick Ravon 32nd on the finishing order. So congratulations to those guys. Now I don't think he's here, but see if any of the drivers came in to do interviews. If so, we'll talk to some. If not, then we'll just call it a night and get this guys to broadcast over in their chat, but they did not. So what I actually am going to do is I'm going to sneak in this one for you guys real quick. Give me 1 second here to do this. Yes. All right, it should automatically load up here. We're going to take a chance here. I have not been good at taking chances so far this year, but the point standing should look like this now. Caleb Benzie, the point leader. It did work. Look at that. Caleb Benzie now leads the points as they go to Mo Sport tomorrow night. That was not supposed to happen. I guess not. Don't mind me. The experiment worked for 2 seconds. Rude. I'm firing my producer. So there's Caleb Benzie leads the points now over Cohen Evans. Ed Kerstetter falls to third. Craig Forsyth fourth. And Isaac Morris, your top five, as we will go on to Mo Sport, as I mentioned, or Mo Sport, however you want to pronounce it. I know it actually is Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, to be honest with you. That'll be tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We'll go live about 7:45. I'm going to send a stream out here in about 3 seconds to everybody and get that for you to use. But congratulations to Justin Miller, and I'm going to wrap it up from there. Appreciate everybody watching. Thank you, Jim Herrick and Matt Houston, for helping me out with getting this broadcast taken care of and stuff so we can get you guys taken care of. Obviously, we will have some updated stuff coming in the near future, and I can't wait for that to be able to get you guys everything you need and deserve in a broadcast. So, with that said, now I can How about this? We'll say goodbye, as always. We'll just let the song continue playing on for the night. But obviously, thanks to Grublets on Ice and DND Racing Graphics. Again, check them out on Facebook. Thanks to TI Racing and Chris Lewis and you guys for allowing me to be a part of the broadcast. And as always, it's not just a game. This is Irie. See ya!